Before I was diagnosed, I had been a cheerleader for 9 years, and as soon as I started cheer, I fell in love with the sport, and that was basically my whole life.
She attended high school at Worcester High School. She was in the IB program there, the International Baccalaureate program. She got good grades. She was very active in her high school leadership team and other Worcester activities.
Haley is always the showiest one. Her emotions are super sassy, and you can't stop watching her when she performs.
I think she has definitely impacted everybody in our program's lives, kids to adults and everybody.
Honestly, cancer crossed my mind, and definitely was hoping it wasn't that, so I tried to put that out of my mind. I think I was hoping if I didn't say it out loud that it wouldn't happen.
I was diagnosed with Burkitt's lymphoma. It's a cancer that affects the lymphatic system. I had a tumor that was centralized on my intestines.
The whole family really went through this journey with her. We spent a lot of time at UCSF Children's Hospital, and that's where she received all of her treatments. She had several surgical procedures as well as chemotherapy.
During those 6 months, I was back and forth. For most of my rounds of chemo, I wasn't actually sick during it, but then I would come home for 3 weeks and not feel well. My body would ache, I would throw up. I was exhausted all the time. All I did was sleep. And then after those 3 weeks, I would start all over again.
Well, when we found out Haley was sick and knowing that cheer is important to her, we tried to keep her involved in any way we could. So we had her help select the music we were using in the routines, help with some of the ideas for the choreography and what she liked and what she didn't like, any way that she could contribute to stay as part of the program.
It was super hard going to practices and watching them practice. All I wanted to do was be out on the floor with them practicing.
Well, there was a social worker at the hospital that was assigned to her. He actually told us about Make-A-Wish and let us know that Haley was eligible for Make-A-Wish as a child with a life-threatening illness.
Well, I thought about meeting Luke Bryan because he's my favorite singer, and then I thought about going to the Cheerleading Worlds competition. Well, my dad had told me that Macy's just wanted me to write a letter to Santa to support Make-A-Wish. We showed up and we walked into Macy's and my whole family was standing there. So I started getting a little suspicious, but then I went over to write my letter to Santa, and I'm pretty sure I wrote down what my Make-A-Wish was to go to the Cheerleading Worlds. A few minutes later, we heard a big parade outside. So we walked outside and there's a fire truck and cheerleaders from different high schools just cheering for me. Yeah, it was really cool. When they said that my wish was granted to go to the Cheerleading Worlds, my first thought was how amazing it would be and how this has been one of my biggest dreams for such a long time, and I was really excited for it.
And then when she found out that a team from her gym, from Five Star, had actually gotten a bid to go to the Worlds competition, then she was super excited. That really motivated her because that was her own gym and her peers that were actually going to be there performing.
Welcome to Worlds! When I first got to the competition, I was amazed. I had never been there before. I had seen it on TV, but I wasn't expecting it to be as big as it was. So I walked up and I saw a bunch of my favorite teams that I had just seen on social media and stuff, and I was starstruck. Make-A-Wish allowed me to have a VIP pass, which got me to sit where all the coaches sit, and I had a front row seat for a lot of the performances, which I wouldn't have had if I went as a normal spectator.
Seeing Haley at that Make-A-Wish trip and accompanying her and watching her excitement when she got to meet the teams and to see how happy she was, I am so thankful to Make-A-Wish.
It's really amazing how Make-A-Wish is so thorough at making a wish come true. Really good and more than I had ever expected it to be.
The whole experience, the whole journey through Haley's illness and treatment, and having her be granted an incredible Make-A-Wish trip is a dream come true for her, and all of the help and support that we receive from the community, from our families and friends, has really been life-changing for all of us.